Welcome back, everyone. We have another Radiant Resilience Book Club podcast. This is quickly becoming my favorite thing. I have with me today Shay Watson. She was on episode 95 talking about her health journey, some money stress, things like that. So if you want to go back and hear her personal story, definitely go back and listen to 95. But today we are talking about one of our favorite subjects. Welcome back, Shay. How are you?
I'm so good. Thanks for having me back. This is so fun.
Yeah, thanks for coming on here and doing it. I mean, I've reached out to so many people and everybody says the same thing you did. Like, I could talk books all day. I'm like, yes. Let's do it. Yeah. So we were discussing books that we've currently read. So the one crossover that we have right now is the Mistborn series from Brandon Sanderson. So did you say you've read loads of Brandon Sanderson then?
Read every single book he's ever written, ever. He's my most favorite, like literally my most favorite author of all time, like for real.
And you just read Mistborn?
So it's funny because I read Mistborn way back in the day. And he was currently writing like the second Mistborn series. And so I started with the first one and then but it was like forever ago, like literally forever ago. So I've read all of his other stuff. And I was like, you know what? It's time to go back and reread these because I remember loving it so much. But because I read so many books, I don't remember books very well. And I'm like, I need to do a reread. So I just reread them and I need to still reread the second series again, but I haven't started that reread yet.
Okay. So I didn't realize it was a reread for you because this was my first time around. It was my first Brandon Sanderson.
Ever? Like ever?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, one of my very good friends, her favorite series of all time, of all the books she's read, is the Stormlight Archives. So I think that will be going on my list in the near future, but it is quite the commitment. So I'm not quite there yet. That might be like a 2027 read for me.
Okay. So that is my number one book series I recommend to everybody.
Okay.
Like, it is like my Roman Empire, right? Like that is my favorite series of all time, but it's like a commitment. And I feel like Brandon Sanderson's kind of like an acquired taste. He's that guy who describes the grass on the hill of the battle. And it's like very detailed. Every detail is written, right? So I tell people Mistborn is a really good series to start with him because then you can kind of get a feel if you like his writing style. Because, like you said, Way of Kings is a commitment. Like, one book is all three Mistborn books put together.
Yeah, that's why I started with Mistborn, because everybody says that Mistborn's great.
Yeah.
And I liked that it could be like the standalone trilogy to start. I know that there's like 2 other trilogies that are like within the same world. Is that how that works?
All of his stuff is technically connected in the Cosmere. So in some way they're all connected, but the next Mistborn series is totally separate. Like it's not the same.
Yeah. And I will tell you, I am not a slow world builder fan. I'm not going to lie. Like, and I've said that on here before. Like, I want to just dive in and I want to learn as I go. That's why Fourth Wing is one of my favorite series and Throne of Glass is lower on the totem pole. Like, I am not a slow world builder. So this took me a minute to get into.
I bet it did, because that's Brandon Sanderson, yeah.
But I loved the unique magic system. That was really fucking cool. Like the metals and
It's so cool.
But it took me a while, because I think in the first book, there was a scene early on in the book where Kelsier was like fighting somebody. I don't even know. Okay. And they were like, I barely scratched the surface on these metals, right? And they're like, he threw this metal and he threw that and then he bounced steel and then he burned pewter and then he did, and I'm like, what the fuck is happening?
What just happened?
I was so confused. Like, and thank God at the back of the book, there was a chart I eventually figured out. I wish he put it at the beginning of the book because I didn't figure it out until like partway through. I was like,
later.
Yeah, I was like, there's a chart back here. This is so helpful for all the metals and what they do and all of that stuff. I will say, as being like a romantasy reader, the relationship between Vin and Ellen sort of drove me crazy.
Really? I liked it.
Well,
I did like it.
I liked it in the end, but in the beginning when she's like, I don't know if doesn't like me and he shouldn't like me. And I don't know. I was like, okay. I
Well,
was
and
like,
then
maybe
she's like
half.
being all secretive and like tried to like not be really who she is. She's like undercover, right? And all this stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, they'll never really end up together. Like, though, like, I like that there was a romance element to this, but
Mhm.
it wasn't like that's what the story was. Like, when I
Yeah.
read romantasy, I want that, right? Like, that's why I'm reading that book. I love that part. Brandon Sanderson's different, and
Right.
he doesn't usually add a lot of that stuff to his writing. So it was kind of nice to like have a little glimpse of it, but it's more like to your own imagination kind of thing,
Yeah.
right? It's just
Yeah.
different. It's just
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's not spicy in the slightest. So, and I knew that going into it. I knew it was like a
right.
standard fantasy series. Plus, he's Mormon. So, we probably won't get any spice out of any of his books.
Right. Right.
But, I did also love that he had a strong female character in this one. So,
I loved it. Like,
yeah.
she's one of my most favorite characters of all time.
Yeah. I think Sazed was my favorite in this series.
Really?
Yes. I thought he was so
He's
badass.
cool. That's the guy who has all the memories and stuff, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, spoilers included, right?
Yep.
Okay. When that girl that he loved died, that like broke me.
Tyndall, which was a
Yeah.
terrible name, by the way. But yes, it was so sad.
Some of the names in this series are just like, okay, but it's
It
so
wrecked him pretty
sad.
bad. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that second book at that war, like everyone died. I was like, no.
If you are going to read Brandon Sanderson, you're just going to have to learn early that your favorite characters might not make it. Like, he will kill people off all the time. Like, all the time.
I mean, that's George R.R. Martin too, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's tough, but it's also realistic, right? Like,
Not
when
everybody
you
lives.
do, as much as I don't want those characters to die, it's like, well, at least like there's no way that they all go through that battle and survive. Like people are going to die. So
yeah. So did you predict about Kelsier at the beginning?
About
Like
which part?
Like just him dying early in the whole series?
No,
I
did
had
not
no
think
idea
he
either.
I was shocked when he ended up dying and sort of martyred himself.
Yeah, like I thought he was like main character. This whole series is going to be around this guy and this girl, and then he's just gone. I'm like, what?
Yeah, yeah. And then I thought it was super interesting because the Lord Ruler in the beginning is the villain, right? You start to understand him and why he was doing what he was doing and why he was doing all these horrible things the further on into these books. And by the end of it, you're kind of like,
yeah.
you
almost feel bad for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
wasn't his story just like the blurbs at the beginning of each chapter? So you started like putting them together.
In the first and second book, but I think the third book was Sazed writing about what was currently happening. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
cool. Like he does stuff like that. I like it.
Yeah. Does he do that in the Stormlight archives too?
He does a bunch of random stuff like that. But yeah, he'll have like quotes of like people that died, and things they say, and then you won't understand it till later. And you're like, oh, you know what I mean? It just, it pulls it all together. I just like it. It's just different.
Which would make a reread super interesting of all of that stuff, right?
Yeah.
Because when you know the story then, because like, I'm reading those little tidbits in the beginning of the chapters and I'm like, who is this person?
What is
Who's
it?
talking? What's going on? I don't understand.
Yeah.
And then, it starts to all come together. But to like go back and read that when you already know that that's what's happening, it would be a different experience for sure.
Yeah.
But
I like it. I think it's unique. I don't think you see that in a lot of books that you read. And I like that touch. He doesn't always do it, but I do like when he does it.
Yeah. So how many books does he have?
Like 1 million, like literally 1 million. So actually, I got to meet him and he had just released his first book in the Skyward series. Have you ever heard of Skyward?
Mm-hmm.
I love it. It's like a great It's a book I recommend to middle schoolers. It's a great young adult novel, sci-fi. It's about a girl. His main character is a girl, which I loved. That first book was being released, and he came to Denver and was doing a book signing. So I went and met him. And that's probably really one of the first books that hooked me in his stuff, just because it was new, right? So I read that as it came out, and then I just started like reading all of his stuff, like all of it. But he has a million different books, a million different like genres, but they're all still like the fantasy, lens. But I think he's just very unique writer. I like to go to Comic-Cons every year too. And he does a lot of his like, he has like a booth that he sets up, and it's his publishing company. And they bring in all sorts of stuff. They bring in like things of with the Stormlight archives. They bring pretty like special edition books that you can buy. They have so many cool things, but he does a lot, like a lot. And I don't know, have you ever heard of all his Kickstarters that he did?
No.
Okay. So a few years ago, he said, I want to publish these books, but I need to raise $2 million to release them. It was the fastest Kickstarter to hit its goal in like world record time. It was like, I can't even remember how fast it was, but it was lightning speed. He had all of these books funded. So he released 4 books from that Kickstarter. It was like Tress of the Emerald Sea. Did you ever read any of those?
No, I've heard of that one, but I haven't.
There were 4 of them, and so he released all of them. That was really cool.
Yeah.
So he just has like the widest variety of books ever.
So then explain to me how he can pump these books out like nobody's business, and we're still waiting on George R.R. Martin to finish Game of Thrones.
Which I never think he's going to ever do it. Let's just be real. It's funny because there are so many people out there that make memes and like reels about this, like making fun of it. They're like Brandon Sanderson just like cranking out these 1,200 page books like it's nothing.
And they're good.
And they're so good. I will tell you, I have heard through the grapevine, and I can't say that this is like legit information, but it does sound like he also has a team of writers that help him write.
Interesting.
Because he's just so big, he can do stuff like that, right? And he has such a unique way of writing that I think he has a team of writers that help him, and they do a really good job. Like, I think they do a really good job. Okay. But it makes sense if that's really like how he's writing so much. I don't know. He might just be amazing like that and can just do that.
I mean, it's pretty cool. It's hard to have some sympathy for these authors who pull a George R.R. Martin. Did you read Name of the Wind?
Yes.
So you're familiar
with
Patrick Rothfuss too. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So those are the 2 that stick in my craw the most. I fucking love Name of the Wind and A Wise Man's Fear. And I want Doors of Stone so bad, almost more than I want Game of Thrones, because I feel like I got closure on Game of Thrones with the show.
Yes.
So I hate it, but like I have no idea how the Kingkiller Chronicles finishes. So
I don't think he knows how to finish it, which is why he hasn't finished it. That is my husband's favorite series of all time.
Yes, it is one of mine too.
And he thinks about it all the time. He's always like, I cannot believe that he's not writing this book. And it's just like...
And every time there's like a teaser on the internet of like, we might be getting Doors of Stone, I'm like, I'm down for my reread. I have reread those 2 books so many times. Like, they're so good. And I don't know. And so I have a really hard time when you see someone like Brandon Sanderson, or even, I mean, hell, like Colleen Hoover and, you know, which I realize some of these are not as complicated of stories, you know, but Brandon Sanderson's are, I think, right? They are as complex as Game of Thrones and Name of the Wind. So like, why... Is it because they haven't been made into a TV show yet? Is that the...
No, I feel like the TV show is really what killed the Game of Thrones because it got ahead of where he had written. And then, like, why would you even bother finishing that at this point? You know, like, why? I don't know.
Well, and I've heard rumors that the last 2 books, because there's supposed to be 2, are like 1,500 pages apiece. Which I'm like, why don't you just break that up into 4 books and at least give us the first half of 1?
Something. A little bite-sized piece of that huge thing.
I don't know. I've ranted about this on this before because it makes me so mad. But like, I don't know. Like, someone else is going to finish it. If you don't do it when you die, it's going to be a Steg Larsson situation. Did you read
Yeah.
Girl with the Dragon Tattoo?
No, I did not.
So Steg Larsson, who wrote Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, he wrote the first one and the second one, and he died before he finished the third one. Someone else wrote the third one, but he had it all like outlined and ready to
Right.
go. And I'm assuming that with these complex stories that these authors have the outline of the story, that somebody else is going to write it. And is that what you want with your art? You want someone else to finish your art?
Well, do you know that that's kind of what Brandon Sanderson started with? Did you know that? Like, that's really what got him his name. He finished The Wheel of Time. After that author died, his family went and they found Brandon Sanderson and they said, we want you to finish the series. So he went and he wrote the last couple of the Wheel of Time series and he finished it. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, but that's it. Like, I just think that if you're George R.R. Martin or Patrick Rothfuss and you've put so much time and effort into these series and you've done a good job thus far, why are you second guessing yourself?
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know.
And I get, okay, 5 years. Put 5 years between the books. Fine.
Sure.
20?
Get it out.
Are you fucking kidding me?
It's so painful. I'm like, I just don't understand it.
Thank you, Brandon Sanderson, for not putting us through that misery. Is the Stormlight Archive series done? Is it?
It is. Well, the first part is done. I know he has mentioned that it's going to be like huge, but this arc of the story is done. So the last one, Wind and Truth, was the last one of this section.
How many pages is that one? Do you know?
Like,
it's huge. I've seen it.
2,000. It's giant. Yeah. It's huge.
Did you feel like it was a relatively fast read because you liked it so much?
I loved it. Like, couldn't put it down. Like, it doesn't seem daunting to me because I just read it like crazy fast. But I could see it being super overwhelming for like a beginner. Like, someone, I don't know. Like, okay, if you thought When the Moon Hatched felt long and tedious, this is like times 100.
Yeah. Well, that's a good segue. I mean, I'm not a non-seasoned reader, but like, I don't know, like that just seems like I don't know. I have so many books I want to read.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, I'm going to have to like commit to that one for a while. I think maybe when I go on one of my trips, that would be a good one to probably tackle because I have a lot more reading time when I do that.
Yeah. Well, and keep in mind, I don't know, do you like to do audiobooks?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
The narrators for the Stormlight Archives are like top tier. And I loved listening to them, probably even more than I like to read them on my own. They do so good. So good. So that's a good audio if you're into that. Like, that's a really good one to listen to.
I did the Mistborn audio and it was
he is good, but he did all of the characters in that, which is hard. Stormlight Archives, it's a female and a male, and they do just, all the females and all the males. So that's kind of nice. But it's just a good listen. But it's a 60-hour book. Like one book.
One of the, how many? Is there 5 or 6 or something?
I want to say, I think it's 6.
Yeah, I thought it was in that range.
It might be 5, but I think it's 6. I don't know off the top of my head.
Yeah.
It's a lot. Like, that's a lot of hours of listening. Like, a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, I do double speed, though, so that helps.
I do, too. And some narrators I get so used to, I can even go higher than that. I'm like, let's just crank it up.
With Mistborn, I was like, oh my God, the guy was a little too monotone. And so I found myself like drifting off.
Yeah.
And I hadn't quite fully learned the world yet. So I kept missing things and having to go back. And so I had to slow it down with him. He's not a fast talker, but I had to slow it down so I didn't miss anything. But then by the third book, once I like knew the world and the characters, I was able to speed it up to 2 times speed. So.
Yeah. I feel like I'm like that with all of the narrators. I have to get to know them, and then I'm just like, crank it up.
Yeah.
Did you know that they're making a Mistborn TV series?
I did see that. Yeah. I think they're doing a bunch of TV movie stuff with him.
Too. And the cool part is Brandon Sanderson has all the rights to it. So he's writing the screenplay. He's writing everything for it. So
Yeah, so it'll probably be really good.
I think it's going to be awesome, and I can't wait. He posts online all the time his updates, like, I'm a third of the way through. I'm a third, and I'm just like, oh, it's so exciting.
Yeah, that is exciting. I mean, I think they said that's why Sarah J. Maas with the ACOTAR series fell through, because she wanted more control and the people were trying to do it their way.
They make it so hard for these authors,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's really hard for the TV adaptation or movie too. But
Well, and I think it's interesting because they haven't done a lot of fantasy. I mean, like, we have Game of Thrones, we have like Harry Potter, we have like, there's not a lot of the fantasy conversions. And I think part of it is because in the past they've done it so poorly
yeah,
that like
nobody wants to do it.
Well, and Colin and I were talking about this because they're doing all of the romance books right now into movies and TV series. I just finished Earth Campus, those kind of ones. And it's like Colin's theory is that it is a budget thing because the fantasy and the sci-fi stuff needs so many more effects and CGI and stuff like that. He's like, I think it has to be a budget thing because in order to do it well, you got to spend a shit ton of money.
Yeah. It's true. And I think a lot of them are going to that animated series, like just because it is easier to add all the things. But like total segue, total off topic, even like Dungeon Crawler Carl. I'm like, I would love to see that.
So don't spoil it.
I won't say anything. But like, if it's animated, I don't know if it'd be as good as if it was like real people. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know. I don't know the answer.
Well, I'm not like an anime fan. So like I like some Disney movies, but like I don't know, they still feel kind of kid-like to me.
They are. Yeah.
So that seems like a different demographic, and especially if you're going to do anything spice related, that's not going to work for me.
Well, I will say like this is another obsession of mine. I really like watching D&D online. I picked it up during COVID and I watch it. Like I know
just
it's
other
cheesy.
people playing D&D.
Yeah, it's stupid. But at the same time, my favorite group, they created an animated series of their first campaign on Amazon and it's doing really well. Like people are really into it. So I don't know, like it's more adult. It is like cartoonish, but it's still good. So I don't know. I think some companies are finding success with it. So I think we'll see more of it. I really do. Yeah.
So have you read all the Dungeon Crawler Carls?
Yes.
The first book.
My
husband found it in one of the little libraries. I was like, that's a golden find.
That's great.
So we both we have it and we both want to read it. But again, just the TBR list is forever long and I don't have enough hours in the day to just
That's another one I would recommend audio, but it is my new obsession in life.
Everybody is loving it right now.
I cranked them all out so I could be ready for the 8th one that just came out. And so I finished the 7th one the day that came out. And so, yeah.
Nice.
It's so good.
It's not done though, right?
No.
How many books is he planning? Do you know?
I read so many different things. I don't know the actual answer, but I think there's going to be like 10 to 13 of them. It just depends.
Now, the first book is quite small. Like, I feel like I just finished The Night and the Moth.
Oh, yeah.
Which was just under like 400 pages. And I finished that in like a week. And I wasn't like putting the effort into reading it. I was like on a normal reading schedule for that one. And I finished it in a week. So I feel like the pace I'm going, I could probably finish that. I could probably bust through those pretty quickly. But they do get bigger as fantasy series does. So how big is the 8th book?
It's huge. I have it right over there. It's probably like 700 pages. Yeah, I don't know.
Man, they all do that.
They're getting bigger and bigger.
All book series do that. It doesn't matter the genre. Like, well, I mean, maybe, some of the little froofy, like romancy ones, maybe not so much, but they all just get bigger.
Yep. Well, the first one hooked me. And it's just, it's so unique and cool. I can't wait for you to read it. You'll have to tell me what you think because it's so good. I read the first page of that and I didn't stop reading until I was done. Like it was so good. Yeah.
Love a series like that. I love any book that you just literally cannot put down. I've had a few of those this year. I had Daggermouth is my number one book of the entire year.
Did you see she's coming to Denver?
Yes, I already have my ticket.
I didn't get it in time. I'm so sad.
Oh, is
but
it sold out?
I think so. When I looked,
Oh.
I had shoddy internet, so maybe it just was an error that way, but I think it sold out pretty quick.
My
I love
friend
that. I love it.
My
It was so
friend was
good.
supposed to go with me, but I don't think she's bought her ticket yet, so that might be a problem. I might be going by myself, but
It'll be worth it.
I didn't care. I was like, if I don't find anybody to go, I'll go by myself. I loved that book so much. I mean, I could not. There was no audio when I read it. Okay.
Me either.
I have the original OG indie cover, actual book. There was no Kindle book for it either, I don't think. Now it is on Kindle Unlimited.
Yeah, that's how I read it.
The re-release is coming. I already ordered the pretty book, and then I think when I go see her, it's the end of this month. And then when I go see her, I think I get a signed copy of it. So that's exciting. But
so jealous.
That was one I couldn't put down. I couldn't stop on Alchemized. That was, I mean, didn't we talk about Manacled, you and I? Didn't we?
Yes,
about
and
it?
I didn't read Alchemized. I haven't done it.
But you read Manacled, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I know a lot of people that read one or the. I have a friend of mine sent me the PDF of Manacled, but I haven't. I'm like, I don't know. I mean, it would be kind of fun to read it with the Harry Potter characters, but I don't know. The thing that I loved about Alchemized is knowing that it was a Harry Potter fan fiction and seeing what she turned it into because of the copyright issues. Fucking phenomenal. Like, I can't wait for her to write more.
Yeah, I don't know. I had a hard time with that one, but I'm like such a hardcore Harry Potter fan. It just was hard. I don't know.
Well, I'm sure. And that's where like I think I was able to disconnect that because I read Alchemized. So it was it's not, they're not using the same names. It's not the same, like it is the same story, but it's so different. Like the magic system is so different. And like, I don't know. I thought it was amazing. Just knowing that she wrote it originally this way and then had to change pretty much everything.
I might have to just try it. I don't know. I keep going back and forth.
That was another one. And then I loved Silver Elite and Broken Dove. That was another one. I could not put down Broken Dove. I powered through that in like 5 days.
I did too. I think I read it in 2 days. Silver Elite was my favorite read of 2025.
Okay.
That was like my top. Like if I had to pick one, that would have been it. I loved it. I loved it.
Yeah.
But I was so excited for Broken Dove. I loved it, but I'm mad because of a cliffhanger. Like, come on.
I know.
I thought it was just supposed to be a duology. And then I'm like, what? Like,
they're all doing that. They're all doing that to us now. The same thing with fucking Metal Slinger just happened. That too. That was supposed to be a duology. And she's like, well, did you read Light Wielder?
No. Light Wielder? No, I don't think so.
That's the second book. It just came out. Anyways, I won't spoil that for you then. But she said, well, this part of the story is going to be done, but there'll be a third book. And I'm like, what does that mean? So anyways, they're all, once they start getting bigger, they're like, add another one. But so Broken Dove, are you team Cross or are you team Grayson?
No, I'm so torn. I really... I liked how it was done, but with the ending, I think I'm back to being a Cross. Like, once I processed all of the things, I was like, what?
Yeah.
I don't know. That one has kept me up at night quite a bit.
Yeah.
So just think about it.
So for me, it's very similar to Twilight, like Team Edward or Team Jacob. To be fair, when I read the books, Jacob drove me up the fucking wall because I was like, stop. You are
back in the day?
Yeah, back in the day. Okay. I read them before I watched the TV show, before movies, before even the movies came out. Yeah. I was like, would you stop getting in the way of these two? Like, they are meant to be together. And he drove me nuts. But then, of course, they cast Taylor Lautner as Jacob, and then everybody loves Jacob. And so I feel very similar to where
I was Jacob. I was 100% a Jacob.
No, I was Edward. So I feel like it's a similar situation, right? Cross and her are like, in my mind, meant to be together, but I don't dislike Grayson. So
I don't dislike him either. Mm-hmm. And the way it was done was really, I think she did a really good job with that. Mm-hmm. At first I was like, what? She's going to be messing around on Cross. But then I'm like, they're not together. Like, he's ignoring her. He's not talking to her. All of the things.
And it was years, wasn't it? Like at least a year that they weren't talking.
It was a long time. Yeah. But I don't think it was that long. I don't know.
But it was a couple years. But what do you think about the cross that she was popping into his brain there at the end? Okay.
That was weird.
My theory on that is that is his powers that is somehow bringing her in. But
Okay.
what is
For some reason, I think their connection was lost because if he never could hear from her, but to know, I hate giving spoilers. I don't like that. But just for him, he thought she was dead the whole time.
Yeah.
Right? And so, like, when she popped into his mind and he's getting a tattoo, was he getting a tattoo for her? And, like, that was his, like, way of grief? He thinks she's dead? Like, I don't know.
You think he thought she was dead?
Yes, I really do. I think he thought she was dead and he was getting a tattoo of a wolf, right? Was it a wolf?
I think so.
For her. Like, I really think that was him mourning her and that was his tribute to her. I think he thought she was dead that whole time.
That's an interesting theory too, because they never really said that. They just said they weren't talking.
Yeah, but he said that he didn't hear from her. So something's weird. Something's going on there.
Yeah.
But now how is she gonna
and I know their connection. Yeah, their connection was cut off for sure. But with her popping into his memories, I just wondered if it was something that he didn't even know he had this power and was like bringing her in because of the little like random moments that she saw.
Yeah.
He could have been thinking about her and then somehow bringing her in. But, it could be her power, too, of trying to pop into his brain. So they never clarified that. But yeah, how do you choose? Like,
you choose. Because they're both good guys. It's not like one is like, there's things I liked about both of them. So now I'm like, what?
I know.
But with that cliffhanger, with that helicopter going down, that just made me mad.
And he said he's never letting her go again. So
yeah, I pretty much threw the book across the room. I was so mad.
My other friend was reading it on her Kindle and she's like, oh, I'm just going to read for like 20 more minutes this morning before my client. And then, no idea she was that close to the end of the book.
Yeah.
And she finished it in like 10 minutes. And she was like, wait, there's so much happening. How did we just end like this?
I know. I was so mad. I was on an airplane. And then when I got home, I just was so mad. I was cranky for a whole day.
Yeah, that was a tough one. So what have been your top reads of the year so far?
No, I feel like I've had kind of a reading sad year. I'm only like 40 books in, which is not typical for me. I usually, at this point, I'm at least at like 60, 70 books.
I was doing it at 27.
I'm just like, well, that's why I never remember anything. Like, I can tell you, I really liked that book or I didn't, but I can't tell you the characters' names. I can't tell you a lot of things. I do a lot of rereads because I just read so much. I can't retain all of that. But I don't know. I really, I liked Broken Dove a lot. I read this book from this new author I'd never heard of called Across the Vanishing Sky.
Okay.
It's Catherine Cowles is the author. I really liked that, like, a lot. She writes, like, a romance, but it's also, like, a murder mystery, so she calls them her stabby romance books.
Cute.
And it was the cutest, like, romance, cute, small-town story. And the second book in the series just came out, like, Tuesday, so I'm really excited about that.
Okay.
I've been reading some Megan Quinn, which is a little dirty romance.
Okay.
But she's a local author. She's in Colorado Springs. And so she does a lot of like book things here. And I've just really enjoyed her writing style. She's got good banter. So I would say probably all of the books I've read so far this year, I've liked Megan Quinn's books that I've read and Catherine Cowles the most.
Okay. I don't know. That's exciting. I'm going to some Colorado Springs book event.
Book bash thing. Yes. Yeah, I'm totally going.
You are? Yay!
Yes.
Oh, totally. Okay. This is my first year going, so I was unsure. I kind of wanted to do the cocktail night the night before, I'm not going to lie. But
I don't know if I even paid attention to that.
Yeah, there's like, it's on a Saturday, but there's a cocktail like party on Friday night that
Let's go.
I mean, we could. It's more expensive because I think the ticket for Saturday was super cheap. It was like $12 or something.
It was super cheap.
But I think you get like a swag bag, you get food, you get drinks, you get to dress up, and then the authors are there like mingling and stuff. I think it was like $75 or something like that for that. But I thought, I mean, for what you got,
That's cool.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
I mean, you could talk me into going.
Just saying. I would totally go. Just say, I love stuff like that.
Well,
and just to be with like-minded people, and it's just fun.
Is that Megan Quinn author going to be there? Do you know?
I haven't looked, but I will look.
Yeah, I don't even know the authors. I just know they're local.
I would be surprised if she's not.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, because she's down there, and why would she not? Like, she does a lot of stuff like that. So I'll look and I'll let you know, but she's just fun. I like her a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we said before we started recording we were going to talk. You're currently reading The Ballad of Falling Dragons.
Yeah.
So we were both saying before this, I did not do a reread of When the Moon Hatched and highly regretted it. You did the reread and said that was a great choice.
Yes. There were so many little things that I did not remember at all. Like, and I read that not that long ago.
Yeah, I read it less than a year ago. And I still was like, I had to chat GPT so many things. And I had to go back to that glossary in the front so many times.
Yes. I listened to When the Moon Hatched initially.
Okay.
And so I sat and read it the second time so my brain could process it different. And I'm so glad I did. But I really liked it. And I have girlfriends that don't like Brandon Sanderson, just to tie this into there. They don't like Brandon Sanderson's writing style with all the details and all the things. And the people that don't like Brandon Sanderson do not like When the Moon Hatched. So I don't know if it's just all the detail and all the little itty bitty things in there. I loved it.
It is also a slow world build.
I loved it. I'm here for that. I love that so much. Now, the second book, even though I just reread the first one, I'm so confused.
Into it, are you?
I'm like literally 50% smack dab in the middle. And I'm like, what the heck is happening? Who are these characters? What is going on? I was telling you, I know they're going to connect somehow at the end, but right now I'm like, what the heck? Who is this person? Like, what's going on?
I had a hard time remembering, like, where everybody was at the end of When the Moon Hatched. So when I started The Ballad of Falling Dragons, I was like, wait, where is he? And where is she? And what's going on? And who's this person in jail? And who's this? Like,
there's so many pieces and so many characters. And
it's a complex story for sure.
I know I'm going to like it, though, when it all comes together. One of my favorite book talkers said that this is her most favorite book of all time. So I don't know. Her and I tend to like the same thing, so I think I'm going to like it. I just am confused right now.
Well, I saw a video yesterday or the day before of the author and her husband. Have you seen that video?
I don't know. I've watched a lot of their stuff. They are so cute.
Well, she said that When the Moon Hatched and The Ballad of Falling Dragons were supposed to be one book. That was book one. So
no, that's too long.
Yeah, well, that's why I think when she started writing it and started, realizing how big it was going to be, she had to break it up. But she swore in this video that it will only be a trilogy.
Yes. I Googled it because I was like, what? How long is this going to be? If this is going to be 5 books, I'm not going to read the second one because I'm going to have to reread them all. I'm just going to wait because I'm so in the middle of so many series right now. I'm like, I just don't even know which way's up. Like,
it's so hard. I've been trying to do a re-listen of ACOTAR and I still haven't gotten past book 1 because I just have so many other books I want to read that are new experiences.
Yep. That's how I am too. But it's been too long. I need to do all of the ACOTAR, Crescent City. I need to do all of those. I probably won't reread Throne of Glass, even though I absolutely loved it. But I don't feel like I need to reread that one. I feel like I remember most of that series because it is forever in my heart. I loved it.
I remember a lot of that one too. Yeah. But
I don't remember which book is which. Like, if my friend's like, I'm reading this one, I'm like, I can't tell you which one that is. How does it end? Just tell me how it ends and I'll remember.
Yeah, I have a friend right now that's reading the Plated Prisoner series. Have you read those?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I've only read the first one. I need to. All my friends are like, you need to read this.
I loved it, but It does like slow down. Like, I don't know. The first 3 books are phenomenal. And then the second 3 books they're good. They're not as good as the first 3.
Not
but
as good.
my friend is reading those for the first time right now. And there's a few like big things that happen at the end of a few of those. And I like don't want to say anything because I'm worried because I don't remember at the end of which book does what happen.
Yeah. Yeah. I totally get that.
Yeah.
Oh, there's so many books. There's so many books and not enough time.
What is your most anticipated release of the year coming up?
Have you heard of the series Spark of the Everflame?
Huh? Mm-hmm.
That's the one I'm the most excited for.
Is that the last book of that series too?
Yes.
Yeah. I haven't read that one yet, but again, it's on my list. So
there's so many good things coming out this year. I was really looking forward to Broken Dove. Like that was probably my most anticipated, but since it's already come out, now I'm like so excited. I'm definitely going to do a reread of those because I just like blasted through those.
Yeah.
I thought it was a done series when I read them, and then I was like, it's not even finished.
No.
So.
And then I've heard that she pushed the release date of this last one a couple times, right?
Yep. But it's finally like officially official. So soon. I'm so excited. Yeah. What about you? What's your most anticipated?
Man, I have so many pre-ordered. It's ridiculous. I don't know. It might be ACOTAR because I think I would have said Quicksilver, but
that's a good
one.
That
got pushed off till next year. But there's so many books coming out this year. Yep. I'm going to pull up my...
Like literally, so some years, like I've always been a reader, like always. Some years are really slow and sad. 2026 is probably the craziest book year of all time.
Yeah.
There's so many.
It's insane.
Yeah.
See, and I have some on Amazon and some on Barnes & Noble and some on Baldwin.
I stopped pre-ordering them because I was like, I'm spending all this money and I don't have them yet.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I have other books I'm going to buy with that money right now.
I love the pretty books, though, so I want all the pretty ones.
Me too, but I have learned that I'll find them, so I stopped pre-ordering. I'm like, I'm not doing it anymore.
Where do you find them?
They're just out there. I can find them anywhere, so I'm like, I don't care. I'm waiting now. I'm like, it's just too much money to fork out before the book's available, and I'm like, but then I want books to read right now too, so.
Yeah, I don't know. There's so many coming out. I don't know. I guess I'm very excited for ACOTAR because I really did love ACOTAR. And there's so many things like I want to know what POV it's going to be. I want to know, I have so many questions. So,
yeah.
And I can't believe we haven't gotten a cover or a title yet.
Nothing. No. Like crickets. So it's kind of weird. I have to admit, I hate admitting this out loud. I did not love ACOTAR, but that's like my best friend's favorite book series ever. So I need to do a reread. The first time I read it, I had just finished Fourth Wing and Iron Flame. And then I read ACOTAR. And I think I needed like a palate cleanser in between because it just didn't hit like Fourth Wing hit because that's like my favorite. So I'm like, I don't know. I need to do a reread before those next ones come out for sure.
I know. So I did ACOTAR, Throne of Glass, and then Fourth Wing is how I did that. So ACOTAR was my gateway drug into the Romantasy series.
Yeah.
And
for sure.
I actually even liked it more than Throne of Glass, which is an unpopular opinion. So
no, I think that's more of a common opinion.
Really?
I liked Throne of Glass. I really did.
I liked Throne of Glass, but I was told to read ACOTAR first because it's not as good as Throne of Glass. So if I read Throne of Glass first, I would have been very disappointed in ACOTAR. So that was just kind of how I did it. But then Fourth Wing just rocked my world, and that one's my favorite. So
that's my favorite of all time.
How do
I need her to do that.
How do you feel about the novella that's coming out?
I don't know. I probably won't even.
Really?
No, I don't think I will.
Just, okay, we're going to go back to Patrick Rothfuss for a minute here. I have a little bit of PTSD.
Yeah.
Finish the series before the novellas, please. Because Patrick Rothfuss did the same thing. And I feel like it's a distraction. It's like, I'm going to give them a little bit to sate them for the moment. And I'm a little concerned she's not going to be able to finish it. So
I have that same concern, especially because she keeps writing her like romance books in between.
Yeah.
And I'm like, It makes me think she just doesn't know what to do with it or something. I don't know.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, I don't know. The Patrick Rothfuss ones I have not read. Have you read any of those?
My husband's read all of them, but I haven't. They're
I haven't
tiny.
read. Yeah.
They're like itty bitty.
Yeah, and I would love to hear Bast's story, like background, because I think that one of those is his story. But I just want the last book, and then you can give me the novellas after that.
Yeah.
So I'm a little concerned that that's what this is.
And Brandon Sanderson did novellas in Stormlight Archives, and he did a really good job with them. Like they were awesome. So I'm not a novella reader, but like for Empyrean series, no. I just want the next
novellas.
book.
Yeah, I like novellas. I'm not saying I don't like them. Like they did, Stephanie Meyer did that Twilight one.
Yeah.
About Bree or whatever that girl's name was.
Yeah.
But she did it after the series was done. And that's where I'm like, I will enjoy them a lot more when the series is finished.
I need to know how the story ends first.
Yeah, I saw a long time ago when that book came out that Patrick Rothfuss did. I saw he was doing a signing somewhere. I can't remember the name of that one. I know the one is A Slow Regard for Silent Things, but for some reason I can't think of the name of the other one. I know it's a purple cover and that's all
it's
I can think of.
purple. I don't know the name of it either. It's on my shelf.
Yeah, but he was doing a signing somewhere and I saw it on Instagram and I was reading the comments. Everyone in the comments was like, can we just get Doors of Stone and stop with this bullshit?
Yeah, please. Like, come on.
Did you read the Aragon series?
Yeah. Forever ago.
Love those books. Movie? Awful.
Terrible.
Awful.
Horrible.
I heard a rumor or saw somewhere that he might be redoing movie or TV show, and I'm so freaking excited for that. I might have to do a reread of those.
I just reread them. I had like the beginning of the year, I did a dragon theme for January and February. And I reread them because I will tell you, Inheritance, I read that when it first came out back in the day when I was younger. And that book was the first book that broke my heart. So I think about it all the time. Like I think about it all the time. So I did a reread and now my husband's doing a reread, which is kind of fun. But Disney Plus is doing Aragon.
Just the one as a movie or?
I'm assuming they'll do the whole thing, but they're advertising it as Aragon.
Okay. Yeah, that would be, I mean, those books were so good and that movie did not do it justice in the
No, the movie was terrible, but they did a really good job with Percy Jackson. So I'm hoping that maybe this will be like the comeback and like it'll be good. I don't know.
Did you read Murtaugh, the new one?
Yep.
Okay, I haven't read that. I want to do like a reread and then read Murtaugh. He also
That's what I did.
Came out with a sci-fi series. Have you read his sci-fi series?
Yeah. Into the Stars.
I can't remember what the name of it.
I own it. I've never read it. My husband read it, did not love it.
Shoot. What is his name? I can't think of his name right now. Paolini. That's what it is.
Paolini, yeah. I was going to say Ray Orden. I'm like, that's Percy Jackson. I love that. But I've been a reader always.
Same.
So
yeah,
I read those way back in the day. It's funny. People are like, I just picked up ACOTAR and now I'm reading again. I'm like, I never stopped reading. I just kept going.
So I think that's an interesting thing because the reading world is blowing up right now. And I think it's so interesting because, okay, I hated reading in school, but it was because I was told what to read, okay?
Yeah.
I also did not have the mental capacity. I'm pretty convinced I have ADD or ADHD to some capacity. So, like, in school, when I was in high school, my focus was my social life and not school. So, but then when I was building my clientele at the salon when I was younger and just starting out, I had a lot of downtime and I picked up Harry Potter and I have had a book in my hands, 1 or 2 or 3 at a time ever since.
Yeah.
And I have always been a sci-fi fantasy nerd.
Yep.
Always. Since that day. So I'm a little salty about all these people that are coming out of the woodwork. And they're like, I'm a fantasy lover. And I'm like, hold the phone.
See, I picked up Harry Potter. I was 11 years old when the first book came out. So I was 11 when Harry was 11. And that's literally, that was the beginning of the end for me. Like, I never stopped. Like, since that day, that's what really hooked me. And I feel the same way. I think, just like when a sports team does really good and suddenly they have all these fans, I'm like, what about all of us that have been fantasy readers forever.
We were the weirdos when we were younger. Like, I mean, again, I did this more when I was older, but still, like, even in my 20s, like, you know, the people going to Comic-Con were the weirdos. And now it's like, oh, well, the
It's
romance
cool to be
authors are
weird.
there. Like,
I've embraced my nerd. It's okay. And I'm totally cool with it now. But back in the day, I had to like be like a closet nerd. I couldn't let people know that I was, you know.
Yeah, but now it's like all the rage. It's what
Yeah.
everybody's talking about, everybody's reading, everybody's, you know.
Well, and now I'm on your podcast telling the world that I'm a D&D fan. Like,
Love it.
never would I have ever, but it's great. And so like Dungeon Crawler Carl with his lit RPG, like it's cool to be a nerd now and I love it. I'm so here for it.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I know I would talk to clients like back in the day and be like, "Oh, I actually didn't even tell people I was reading. Like I just read. It was just my thing. And, you know, it might come up or whatever, but I've always talked about shows and movies with clients and stuff.
Yeah.
And, you know, now I'm like, what are you reading? Are you a book read? Are you reading?
Like to read?
You know, and then I still have some clients that are not readers and they're like, oh, not really, but like, what do you like to read? Maybe I should pick up a book. And I'm like, sci-fi fantasy. And they're like, I'm like, yeah.
I don't understand those people at all because I've always been a fantasy reader forever.
Yeah, same. Okay, so let's do a fun rapid fire round. Do you want to do it on Mistborn since that's kind of what we mainly talked about, or is there something else that we talked about that you want to do it more so?
I don't know. I don't know what this is, so let's just do whatever you want to do.
All right, we'll do Mistborn since that was like our main one. Okay, so rate it out of 10.
That's a 7 for me.
Okay. Would you reread it? You kind of already.
Yes.
Audio or physical?
For Mistborn, physical.
Yeah. Favorite quote?
Oh, I don't know.
That's a hard one.
I don't know. Off the top of my head, that's just not how my brain works. Some people do that, though. They'll be like,
well,
oh, no.
There's some that have stuck with me. Like, one of my favorite ones from Daggermouth is, of course, Jameson fucking Vine. That's like, you know, that one stuck with me. So there's been a few that I'm like, yeah.
But Mistborn, probably not. I don't know.
I think also, in Alchemize, there was one too that Cain said something to, or, you know, Malfoy said something to Hermione, like, you'll be the death of me or something like that. I don't know. It was so good. But anyways, one word review.
Unique.
I like that one.
I don't know.
And who would you recommend it to?
Definitely people that like details. Lots of details.
Yeah. Slow burn, slow world building.
Slow world building, very detail oriented, but just want to like be completely immersed in a totally different world.
Side note, did you read Outlander?
No, I've never watched the show. I have people at work that tell me to read them all the time, and I haven't done it yet.
Put them down. Like, I read 5 or 6 of them.
They're huge.
It was the same, because of the same thing. Like, it takes her 40 pages to describe a piece of grass. Like, it. And this was before audiobooks became really big. So I did a little bit of listening, which helped, but I just got so tired of all the details of all the like mundane things. And then same thing, those books get bigger and bigger and bigger.
I love it, honestly, because I love that stuff.
Do you like historical fiction though?
Yeah, it's not like a top favorite, but I'll read it.
Yeah, and I mean, that one was unique because it's like time travel too. But they did a great job with the TV show. So, you know, I'm kind of like, just watch the show.
Just watch the show. Well, I have a friend at work who rereads that series every year. And so I just need to do it.
I don't know. I don't know if it's worth a reread every year, but that's not my genre. Like, historical fiction is not my main genre. So,
yeah, me either.
So, okay. Last one. What book should readers pick up next?
The Stormlight Archives, The Way of Kings, 100%. That is like my top favorite of all time. So I will never stop recommending that one.
That's so cool. I need to get on that one, I think, for sure. I think I would like it.
It's just, Kaladin is the best book character of all time. Now, if my husband ever saw this, he would fully disagree. He did not like The Way of Kings at all. He didn't like the Stormlight Archives. He's just not a Brandon Sanderson fan. But I will die on that hill that is my favorite. And this is a total side note. I really like Brandon Sanderson because he makes board games out of all of his good books. So he has a card game for Stormlight Archives. And my husband bought me the Mistborn board game, and it was so fun. So if you like board games and stuff like that, it was fun. After reading Mistborn, you can play the game, and it's like, oh, I get it. It's really cool.
Nice.
It's really cool.
That is kind of cool to like just expand on the world. I did recently see they did a Fourth Wing Monopoly, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We're not Monopoly fans,
Me
but
neither, but
I could get down with that.
I have a Harry Potter card building game that's super fun.
Is it the one where you try to kill all the bad guys? We play that all the time.
Takes forever, and we've done it several times where we start at year 4 and then go on because once you get the system down, like years 1, 2, and 3 are too easy. So we just start with the hard stuff and go from there.
Yep. We have a bunch of those. Like we really like those. We have like Buffy the Vampire Slayer. It's the same thing, but it's Buffy because I love Buffy. Harry Potter, all of those. It's just really fun. Really fun.
Yeah, that's cool.
We play a lot of board games though.
Yeah. So before we close out, what is your next read after Ballad of Falling Dragons?
That's such a hard question.
I know. I hate when I finish a book or a series and I'm like, I have this stack of books over here, but which one do I choose?
I feel like I need a palate cleanser after this one. So I'll probably do some like cheesy romance. Maybe I'll do the second book in Catherine Cowell's series just as like a palate cleanser. And then maybe it'll be ACOTAR reread. I don't know.
Yeah. Are you a fast reader?
Yeah. I also cheat with audio a lot. I do a lot.
Well, that's an argument my husband and I have been having on whether or not that counts as reading.
Me and my husband too. But here's the deal. I'm also a mom, right? And I have to like do the dishes. I have to cook dinner every day. I have to like do laundry. I don't have time to read as much as I want to. So I will plug in my audiobook and it helps me get through it half as quick as if I just could sit and read. So I don't think it's cheating. It's not cheating. I'm still getting the story.
Yeah.
There are some books I just read with my eyes, but a lot of times I kind of double it up. I'll listen when I can, and I'll sit and read when I can. So
yeah, same. I am a slow physical reader, so it takes me forever to get through some of these books. So the audio helps me a lot because like, and when you're driving, like if I was driving before, I would have been listening to music and or a podcast. So like, I realize it's not reading, but it's, I don't know. You're still getting the story.
Can you still say and tell people about the story? Yes, it's the same thing. Yeah. It's the same thing.
I do think the experience is slightly different. I feel like when I sit down and I'm reading the book, that's where all my focus is versus, if I'm doing the dishes, if I'm walking the dog, like your focus is somewhere else a little bit.
Yeah, I agree.
So I do, if I'm starting a new series where the world is new and everything, I have to do the first half of the first book at least reading because otherwise I'll be lost and confused. But yeah, I mean, other than that, I mean, I think it counts.
I think I retain the story better if I physically read it with my own eyes.
Yeah.
But I just don't have time to read as much as I want. So that's just what I do.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
All right, friend. Well, this has been so fun. I'm very, very happy we had this conversation. Thanks for all the insight. Yeah. Well, we'll have to do this again in a few months when we've read a few more.
Yeah, for sure. Because there's a lot of good books coming out. So that's great.
Yeah. And thanks for all the insight on Brandon Sanderson. I feel like I learned some things. So
he's the GOAT. Everyone should read him.
Love it.
I'll be his personal advertisement for sure.
There you go. All right, my dear. Well, thank you so much for coming on. Thank you, everybody, for listening. And we'll see y'all in the next episode.
Yeah, good to see you.